Hi, good evening. So today I am dealing with ecology. We can start with a simple topic, that is population ecology. Can you see the screen?
Yes, yes.
So what do you mean by population? Am I audible?
Audible, audible.
Please try to respond. What do you mean by population? So population is a group of interbreeding individuals of same species and they occupy same area. So it consists of same individuals, that is interbreeding, and they occupy same area. And for quantifying a population, we are using a variety of techniques. So the simplest method is to measure population density by visually counting the number of organisms. We can just visually count the number of organisms present in that habitat. It is the simplest method to measure population density. Then second method is quadrat method. So a quadrat is a square frame. This is the quadrat. A quadrat is a square frame. It is a sampling device. So this quadrat encloses an area of 0.25 meters square. They then count the number of plants of a given species inside a series of quadrat. So from this figure, you can see that it is the quadrat, which is a square frame, and it can enclose an area of 0.25 meters square. Now we can count the number of plants or organisms present inside this particular square frame. But the drawback of this square frame is that we cannot count the large number of large trees. So it is impossible to count the number of large trees by using this quadrat method. For counting the number of large trees, we can use line transits. Instead of quadrat method, we can utilize line transits. So line transits, you can see from this figure. This line transit consists of long piece of string. It can cover a larger distance so that we can count the number of larger trees. Is it clear? Quadrat method and line transits. Hello,
Clear, clear,
am I audible?
clear, clear.
Then for counting the number of soil dwelling organisms, we can utilize a Berlis funnel. So you can see the figure of Berlis funnel. In Berlis funnel, this apparatus heats the soil. Firstly, we can collect sample from forest or the sampling area. Then we will heat this soil. So this heat causes small organisms to move away from the heat, and eventually they will fall into a preservative. This is the collected soil, and this is a lamp. Causing the heat of this lamp, organisms will move away from the heat and they will fall into the preservative that is present in the Berlis funnel. Is it clear? Firstly, we have to collect the soil sample. Then switch on the lamp. By causing the heat of this lamp, the soil-dwelling organisms will move away from the heat and eventually they will fall into the preservative. Is it clear? Please respond.
Clear, clear.
Ma'am,
Hello.
it is only for preservation of soil only, or
Not
any
for
other uses?
for measuring the population density of soil-dwelling organisms. Organisms present inside the soil.
Okay. But we can heat to remove their organism.
We are just giving heat to this soil.
Oh, organism doesn't die.
So, due to this heat, the soil-dwelling organism will move away from this heat.
Oh, or deposit in corner. What is it? Organism deposit in corner or?
Can you see this alcohol? This is a kind of preservative.
Okay.
So, from this
Ah.
soil, they will get into this preservative underneath.
Okay.
Is it okay? Then mist net. Mist net is used for counting small birds. So it consists of very fine nets. As you can see from this figure, it consists of very fine nets. And these nets are spread between trees. So flying birds will capture inside this mist net. First figure shows the figure of a mist net. Then pitfall trap. Pitfall trap is also for ground wandering species. So this pitfall trap is set into ground and can catch wandering species such as spider, lizard, etc. So pitfall trap is meant for ground wandering species. Then baited live trap is used for catching small mammals such as rat. It is usually used in our houses too. Baited live trap. Baited live trap means inside this trap, the food for that organism will be placed. While seeing this food, that particular organism will enter into this trap and get caught inside this trap. That is baited live trap. It is usually used for catching rats. Do you know baited live trap? So these are the commonly used techniques for quantifying population density. So the simplest method is to visually count the number of organisms present in a particular habitat. Second method is quadrat method. Do you remember what is a quadrat? Please respond or I will call you by names. Asar,
Square frame, ma'am.
what?
Square frame method, ma'am.
Yes, good. It is a square frame and it can enclose an area of 0.25 meters square. Then second method is line transect. Line transect is a long piece of string so that they can cover larger distance. It is usually used for counting larger trees.
Ma'am,
Okay. Imaya,
yes, screen is not visible.
can you ask once more?
Yes, screen is not visible, ma'am.
Now I am not sharing the screen. I am just repeating.
Okay, ma'am.
Then third method is Burley's funnel. Burley's funnel is used for counting soil dwelling organism. That is, soil dwelling organism means organisms present inside the soil. Then fourth one is mist net. Mist net is used for counting small birds. Then pitfall trap used for counting ground wandering organisms. Then last one I have told is baited live trap that is used for counting small mammals such as rat. Then one of the important technique is mark recapture technique. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in mark recapture technique, first we will capture the animals. So first step is capture animals. After capturing these animals, we will tag them. Tag means give them some indications. Clipping, coloring, that type of indications. That is tagging. Then count the number of tagged individuals and release them. Now just listen. This technique will be easy after seeing some examples. So in mark recapture technique, firstly we can capture the animals, then tag them. After tagging, count the number of tagged individuals and release them into their natural habitat. So after releasing, these tagged animals will freely mix with unmarked individuals. Then count the total number of individuals in the second capture. So after first capture, we will go for second capture. Then calculate the number of tagged animals in second capture. After the second capture, total number of individuals can be calculated by using this equation. That is, n is equal to number of marked individuals in first catch into total number of individuals in the second catch divided by number of marked recaptures in the second catch. Simply we can say that first catch into second catch divided by recaptures. Can you see this figure? So in this particular example, day 1, In day 1, total number of captured individuals is 10. This red color indicates tagged individuals. After tagging, these tortoises are released into their natural habitat and they freely mix with the unmarked individuals. Then we will go for the second capture, that is in day 2. In day 2 also, we have got 10 individuals. Of these 10 individuals, 5 individuals are already tagged. This means that they have already captured in the first capture. So our equation is that number of individuals in the first capture into number of individuals in the second capture divided by number of recaptures. So we can see that in this example, number of individuals in the first sample, that is number of individuals in the first capture is 10 into number of individuals in the second capture is also 10 and number of individuals that is recaptured is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the number of recapture. So 20 is the number of individuals. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody want to repeat?
No, ma'am.
I will show you one more example. So in this case, it is beetles. So we can see that in the first capture, there are 4 beetles. There are 4 beetles in the first capture. In the second capture, there are this is the second capture. In the second capture, there are 5 individuals. Of these 5 individuals, 2 are already tagged individuals. So this 2 is the number of recapture. So population size is given by number of individuals in the first capture into number of individuals in the second capture divided by number of recaptures, that is 2. So it is 10. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So try to do this question. Put your answers in the chat box. Everybody should do the question. If you have any doubt, please ask. Is it over? So your answers are right. So I will explain. A grasshopper population is being accessed by capture mark release recapture method. On the first day, 100 grasshoppers were captured from a given area in 1 hour time, marked and released. So the number of individuals in the first capture is 100. On the next day, during recapture, 10 marked and 90 unmarked grasshoppers could be found in the same time period from same area. So in this case, 10 marked and 90 unmarked grasshoppers have been found. That means total number of individuals in the second capture is 90 plus 10, that is 100, divided by number of recapture is 10 marked. So 10 is the number of recapture. What will be the estimated population size in the given area? So by doing this equation, we will get 1000 as the answer. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now try to do this question. Is it over? Kamakshi and Abu Talha. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, ma'am.
So what is your answer?
400.
400, ma'am.
Okay. So 400 is the right answer. In an experiment to determine the number of rats in a field, 80 rats were initially captured. So first capture is 80, marked and released. After 1 month, 100 rats were captured in the same field, of which 20 were previously marked ones. So in the second capture, there were 100 rats and 20 were previously marked ones. That means 20 are recaptures. Based on the above observation, estimated population size of the rats in the field will be 80 into 100 by 20. It will be 400. Now try to do this question. Is it over? So 600 is the right answer. In order to estimate the population size of a fish species in a lake, a researcher captures 100 fish from the lake and marks them with colored tags. So first capture is 100. A week later, the researcher returns to the lake and catches 150 fish of the same species. So number of second capture is 150 and finds that 25 of them are previously tagged one. So number of recapture is 25. Assuming no immigration or emigration occur, the total population size of the fish species in the lake will be 100 into 150 by 25. It is 600. So option 3. This is the last question. Try to do this. Is it over? (150) is the right answer. Is anybody need any explanation? Is it clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
I will explain. To determine the number of parrots in a sparse population, an ecologist captures 30 parrots, puts ring around their necks, and releases them. So, in the first capture, there are 30 parrots. After a week, he captures 40 parrots and finds that 8 of them have rings on their necks. So, in the second capture, there are 40 parrots, and number of recapture is 8. So 30 into 40 by 8 is 150. So second option is the right answer. Is it okay? Mark recapture technique. If you have any doubt, please ask. Is it clear?
Clear.
So now we are moving to patterns of spacing. So in a population, individuals can show different kinds of dispersion pattern. Patterns of spacing means their arrangement. They can show different kinds of dispersion pattern. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
So there are 3 basic patterns of dispersion, that is clumped, random, and uniform. So most common dispersion pattern is the clumped dispersion. It is adapted by organisms upon a condition that resources are limited. So clumped dispersion will be adapted by organisms when there is a scarcity for resources. In the figure, you can see that many trees are arranged around an oasis. Oasis means water bodies present in a desert. So in this case, only one water body is present in that particular desert. So all the trees are gathered around that area. So clumped dispersion pattern is exhibited by organisms when there is a scarcity of resources. In this figure, you can see plants clustered around an oasis. And clumped dispersion pattern is most oftenly exhibited by pigeon, elephant, etc. Then second pattern of spacing is uniform dispersion pattern. So uniform dispersion pattern is adapted when there is a competition. In the first figure, you can see uniform dispersion in a forest. So these trees are uniformly arranged because of the competition for resources. So trees can compete with their roots. So in order to avoid that competition, they are keeping some distance from each other. It will result in a uniform pattern of dispersion. Is it clear? In the case of nesting gannets that you can see in the second figure, there is also a competition. So they will exhibit a uniform dispersion pattern. In order to avoid that competition, they themselves arrange or keep a distance from each other. As a result of this dispersion, it will look like a uniform dispersion pattern. Examples are distribution of trees in a forest and uniform dispersion in nesting gannets. So in the case of clumped dispersion, it arises as a result of scarcity for resources. In the case of uniform dispersion pattern, it exhibits when there is a competition between the organisms. And third type is random dispersion pattern. This is the rarest dispersion pattern. So random dispersion is exhibited when resources are common and abundant. When resources are common and abundant, or resources are available for all the organisms present in a habitat, there is no need to keep a distance from each other. That is, there is no need to keep uniform dispersion pattern because resources are available in all the area. So they will exhibit random dispersion. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clumped, random, and uniform dispersion patterns. When the variance and mean values are known, we can predict the pattern of dispersion exhibited by a population. Variance and means are statistical terms. There is no need to go deep into these terms. You just understand if the variance by mean ratio is 1, then the population is randomly distributed. We can see that from this table. If variance by mean ratio is 1, then population will show random dispersion. If it is greater than 1, then it is clumped distribution. If it is less than 1, then population will show uniform dispersion. If you understand this table, you can do this question. So please remember this table. If variance by mean ratio is 1, then population shows random distribution. Less than 1 means uniform. Less than 1 is uniform. If it is 1, then random dispersion. If it is greater than 1, then it is clumped dispersion. You can URC, you can put any code. Is it clear? Then only you can do this question. Just remember this URC, that is U less than 1, R 1, and C greater than 1. Then the values of variance and mean will be given in the question. As you can see this question, mean and variance values are given in the question itself. You just put the values in that equation, that is variance by mean. Then you have to remember, if it is less than 1, then uniform dispersion. If it is 1, random dispersion. If it is greater than 1, then clumped dispersion. By keeping this in mind, please try to do this question. Put your answers in the chat box. Is it over? So I will explain this question. There will be some confusions in the options. The following table shows the mean and variance of population densities of species A, B, and C. So in the table they are given mean and variance for species A, B, and C. We have to find out variance by mean ratio. For species A, 5.05 divided by 5.3, that is 0.95. For species B, it is 7.05 divided by 0.35. Sorry, 0.35 divided by 7.05. That is 0.04. Then for species C, it is 50.5 divided by 5.3. That is 9.5. So most of you have answered is option A. So this 0.95 we can round off to 1. If
Ma'am,
we
B the ma'am option.
option B is the right answer. So most of you have answered option A. The problem is that we can count, round this 0.95 to 1. So this 1 means this type of what type of distribution is this? If variance by mean ratio is 1, then population shows what type of dispersion pattern?
Random.
அது
It is
எல்லா
random.
கொஸ்டின்லையும் அப்படி பண்ணலாமா பண்ண முடியுமா மேம்?
Ask once more.
அது எல்லா கொஸ்டினுமே அப்படி பண்ண முடியுமா, ரவுண்ட் பண்ண முடியுமா?
Round பண்ணலாம்.
90 1ന്റെ ഇടയില്
മലയാളത്തിൽ ചോദിച്ചോ?
ആ ഈ 90 1ന്റെ ഇടയിൽ വന്നാൽ മാത്രമേ റൗണ്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ.
90 1ന്റെ ഇടയിലോ? അതെ.
ആ 9.5ന്റെ മേലെ വന്നാലൊക്കെ അല്ലേ, അങ്ങനല്ലേ?
0.95 0.96
ആ
എല്ലാം பண்ணலாம்.
ശരിക്കും അടിയല്ലേ,
ഏ?
ശരിക്കും ലെസ് ദാൻ 1ൽ എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല അപ്പൊ?
ഇല്ല
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ.
റൗണ്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കേസസ് ഉണ്ടാവും.
ആ
So 0.04 means less than 1. It is uniform dispersion. Then 9.5 means greater than 1. It is clumped dispersion. So we can see that species A shows random dispersion, species B shows uniform dispersion, and species C shows clumped dispersion. So obviously option B is the right answer. Is it clear? Values from 0.95 to 0.99 can be round off to 1. If it is less than 0.95, that is 0.94, then it will be less than 1. 0.95 onwards, you can count it as 1. Is it okay? Hello?
ഓക്കെ മാം.
If you have any doubt, please ask. From 0.95 to 0.99, you can count it as 1. If it is less than 0.95, take it as less than 1. Okay. Then there will be changes in population size when the habitat got fragmented. Now we have seen the techniques for counting population size. Now we can move on to fragmentation. So fragmented habitats can affect spatial dispersion. These patterns of spacing may be changed as a result of fragmentation, and there will be changes in the population size. So in the figure A, you can see that it is a case of fragmentation. So in the case of deforestation, only patches of forest are left intact. In this case, we can say that the habitat is fragmented. You can see that in this figure. Initially, all these areas were covered by forest. As a result of deforestation, a large portion of the forest got damaged and only small patches of forest are left intact. So it will result in this type of a habitat. In this case, the habitat can be said to be fragmented. So this is a result of deforestation. In some cases, habitat is largely intact. There is no more damages, but small openings or clear-cut areas are created that you can see in this figure. So in the first case, only small patches of forest are left intact. And in the second case, some clear-cut areas are created. Large portion of the forest are intact, but only small clear-cut areas are created within that forest, leaving a space inside that forest. That is said to be perforated. In this case, this is the total forest. This white portion represents the forest area, and these square boxes represents damaged area. Is it clear? These square boxes represents the clear-cut areas. That is, this white area represents the forest. Major portion of the forest is left intact. There is no more damages, but some areas have damage. That is shown in this square box. But in the first case, that is in the case of fragmentation, most of the forest area are damaged and only patches of the forest are left. Do you got the difference between perforation and fragmentation? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, got it.
And third case is internal fragmentation. Internal fragmentation means building of roads across a forest can isolate forest into smaller patches. So in this figure, you can see that these lines represents roads and the remaining white area represents forest. So by the creation of these roads, the major forest area is left into smaller patches. This is internal fragmentation. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So now I think you will get the difference between fragmentation, perforation, and internal fragmentation. Is it okay?
Okay, okay.
So first chapter coming under population ecology is over. That is demographic techniques and population pattern. Then second chapter is life tables and demography. Can you see the screen? Hello, am I audible?
No, my screen is not visible.
Is it visible now? Sorry. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Visible.
So in this case, in the second chapter, that is life tables and demography, you have to learn some equations. So first equation is dx. This dx means number of dying individuals. Dx means number of dying individuals. Dx is given by nx minus nx plus 1. Dx is given by nx minus nx plus 1. This nx means number of individuals alive at the start of the year. Number of individuals alive at the start of the population or start of the year. And nx plus 1 means number of individuals alive in the succeeding age class. Nx means number of individuals alive at the start of the population. And nx plus 1 number of individuals alive in the succeeding age class.
புரியல.
So consider this example. In the age class 0 to 1, you can see number of individuals alive at the start of the population is 3,695. Okay. And number of dying individuals during that year is 1,995. And in the second age class, number of individuals alive at the start of the population is 1,700. Is it okay? So, if in the question, this number of dying individual is not given, you have to find out the number of dying individuals. So, how can you find out that number of dying individuals? That is given by nx minus nx plus 1. This nx means number of individuals at the start of the population. That is, in this case, 3,695. And nx plus 1 means number of individuals alive in the succeeding age class. Succeeding age class means in the next coming age class. That is 1,700. Just minus 1,700 from 3,695. We will get 1,995. So we can check that 1,995. Is it clear now? This equation
Yes,
is
ma'am.
used for finding out number of dying individuals. If the number of dying individual is not given, you can find out it by subtracting number of individuals present in the succeeding age class from number of individuals alive at the start of the population. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So now find out number of dying individuals during third age class, that is age class 2 or fourth age class. Try to find out number of dying individuals in the fourth age class.
கொஸ்டின்ல இந்த மாதிரி டேட்டா ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணுவாங்க.
And yes, they will give. We will do that type of questions. Now just understand the equation for finding out number of dying individuals. You can apply dx is equal to nx minus nx plus 1. So now I am asking number of dying individuals during the fourth age class. So you just subtract note that so 286 is the answer. You can check that. See 286. So in order to calculate number of dying individuals during a particular age class, subtract the number of individuals present in that age class with number of individuals present in the succeeding age class. Succeeding age class means coming age class. Preceding age class means the before age class. Age class before the particular age class. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to find out number of dying individuals in the fifth age class, just subtract 273 from 371. Then you will get 98 as the answer. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Then second equation is proportion surviving or survivorship. Proportion surviving is also called as survivorship. This survivorship is given by denoted by Lx, and equation for finding Lx is Nx by N0. N0 means number of individuals present at the start of the age class. So at the start of the age class means this is the N0 for the whole age class. Start of the age class is 0 to 1. And number of individuals alive is 1000. For the whole age class, N0 will be always 1000. So proportion surviving is given by nx by n0. For the first age class, Lx is given by 1000 divided by n0 is 1000. So 1000 divided by 1000 is 1. For the second age class, Nx is 801 and N0 is 1000. So 801 divided by 1000, that is 0.801. So you can calculate proportion surviving or survivorship by dividing Nx by N0. Is it clear? Hello?
N0 எல்லாத்துக்கும் 1000 தானே?
Yes, N0 is always 1000. N0 means individuals present at the start of the age class. Nx means number of individuals present at the particular age class. So in each age class, Nx will vary. In the first age class, it is 1000. Second age class, it is 801. Nx simply means number of individuals present in that particular age class. N0 means number of individuals present at the start of the age class. So in this case, it will be always 1000. Is it clear? These two equations are important for doing questions. Now we have to study the survivorship curves. Survivorship curve indicate number of individuals alive in a population. This is the survivorship curve. In the x-axis, there will be age, and in the y-axis, there will be nx. Nx means number of individuals present. So this survivorship curve indicates number of individuals alive in a population at different age classes. So this portion of the graph indicates juvenile individuals, and this portion indicates reproductive individuals, and this portion indicates post-reproductive individuals, that is aged ones. Is it clear? Survivorship curve simply represents number of individuals alive in a population. So there are three types of survivorship curves: type 1, type 2, and type 3. First, we can move on to type 1. This is the type 1 survivorship curve. So in this case, you can see that I have already told you that this portion of the curve indicates juvenile individuals, and this is the reproductive individuals, and this is aged ones. So in this portion, you can see that number of juvenile individuals is 1000. So it simply says that rate of juvenile death is very low in the case of type 1 survivorship curve. Rate of juvenile death is very low. Juvenile means young ones. So the young individuals death is very low in the case of type 1 survivorship curve. Most individuals die late in their life. As the age of these individuals increases, so that is the last portion of this curve. This portion indicates aged individuals. So as the area of aged individuals enters, there is a steep decrease in the population size. That means most of the individuals in type 1 survivorship curve die late in their life. Die late in their life means when they become aged, they will fall into death. Is it clear? Type 1 survivorship curve.
once more சொல்லுங்க.
Okay, I will explain once more. This is the graph for type 1. Now concentrate on type 1 survivorship curve only. I will explain one by one. This graph indicates type 1 survivorship curve, and this area indicates the age. That is, x-axis indicates age of the individuals. So as we move from left to right, age of the individuals will increases. Is it right? As we move from left to right of x-axis, age of the individuals will increases. So simply we can put it as 1, 10, 20, 30, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. As we move, age will increases. So you can see that this portion of the graph indicates 10. Is it right? Age of the individual present in this portion is 10. So rate of juvenile death is very low because you can see that at the age of 10, there are 1,000 individuals present. Is it right? Who is asking this?
Right, clear ma'am. புரியுது
So
புரியுது.
as we move from left to right of the graph, number of individuals is decreasing at a particular age. That is, when they become age, most of the individuals will start to die. This means that most individuals die late in their life. There is no juvenile death, but most of the individuals will die late in their life only. Is it right? This is type 1 survivorship curve. Juvenile death is very low and death of the individuals occurring late in their life. Example for organisms exhibiting type 1 survivorship curve is large mammals, including human beings. These organisms will produce relatively small number of individuals, and they also exhibit parental care. This is the peculiarities of organisms exhibiting type 1 survivorship curve. They will exhibit parental care and also produce relatively small number of individuals. Example, mammals. Is it clear? Type 1 survivorship curve.
Yes ma'am, clear.
Type 2, individuals die at a uniform rate. That is, you can see that as the age of the individuals increases, there is a uniform decrease in their number also. Is it right? That means they show uniform rate of death. There is a uniform decrease in their number, so they show uniform rate of death. It is exhibited by birds, small mammals, reptiles, and annual plants. Here we cannot say that they are exhibiting uniform rate of death because in the juvenile period and reproductive period, a large number of individuals are present. But at a point, there is a steep decrease in their number. So we cannot say that it is uniform rate of death. But look at type 2 survivorship curve. There is a uniform decrease in their number. So we can say that this type of organisms exhibit type 2 survivorship curve. Then type 3 survivorship curve. In the case of type 3 survivorship curve, they shows high death rate at their juvenile period. You can see that this is the juvenile period. During the juvenile period, there is a steep decrease in their number. So we can say that there is a high death rate at their juvenile period. It is just opposite the case of type 1. In the case of type 1, juvenile death rate is very low. But in the case of type 3, juvenile death rate is very high. Is it clear? And organisms exhibiting type 1 produce relatively small number of individuals. But in the case of type 3, they produce more number of individuals. Examples are fishes, insects, barnacles. Fishes, insects, and barnacles are examples for type 3 survivorship curve. In this case, most of the individuals die at a young age. That's why there is a steep decrease at the start of the curve itself. But in the case of type 1, graph is like this. This steep decrease occurs after the individuals become aged. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So I will share you questions related to survivorship curve. Try to do that question. Do you got the answer? Please put your answers in the chat box. it over? So most of you have answered. Option 3 is the correct answer. If most individuals of a species die when they are old, then that species population will exhibit which type of survivorship curve. So you can see that in this case, most of the species die when they are old. So there will be a decrease in the population size after the individuals become old. So this is the right answer. Option 3 is the right answer. In a natural system, a species producing large number of offsprings with little or no parental care generally exhibits which one of the following kind of survivorship curve? So I have already told you that type parental care is exhibited by type 1 survivorship curve organisms. So in this case, there is no parental care. So the answer will be type 3. Type 3 survivorship curve is this. So 2 is the right answer. Is it clear for everybody? If you have any doubt, please ask. Do you have any doubt?
Clear.
Please respond.
No, ma'am.
Clear.
Have you done? So your answers I will explain. Following is the diagram of three idealized survivorship curve of animals. Find the correct match between the group of animals and the respective survivorship curves. So in this case, we have to find out survivorship curve for fishes and large mammals. If it is small mammals, what type of survivorship curve will be it is?
Type 2.
It is type 2. But in the question, they are asking large mammals. For large mammals, it is type 1. For fishes, it is type 3. So answer will be 3 and 1 respectively. You can eliminate other options. Here 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 3. So right answer is 3 and 1. Option A is the right answer. In this case, they are asking birds also. So birds exhibit type 2. But in the option, they are given type 1. So it is wrong. And here birds type 3. So it is also wrong. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody need any explanation? Is it okay? Is the question is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
If the survivorship curve is not visible, please zoom your screen. So I will explain this question. Given below are the survivorship curves showing the proportion of individuals surviving over time or age. Three generalized types of curves A, B, and C are depicted below. Which of the following represent the correct survivorship curve for the given organism? So in this case, we have to find out A, B, and C. How to correctly match. So in the option A, they have given A is equal to elephants. Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
In the option B, B is equal to elephant. Is it right?
No, ma'am.
So we can eliminate that option. In option C, C is equal to elephants. And option D also C is equal to elephants. So we know that elephants are large mammals, so they will exhibit type 1 survivorship curve only. That is A. So here A is equal to elephants, B is equal to lizards, that is type 2. Then C is equal to oysters. So it is the right answer. Is it okay? Do you want more explanation?
No, ma'am.
So now I am moving to age-specific fertility data. So age-specific fertility data is represented by MX. It explains how population growth occurs. Age-specific fertility rate explains how population growth occurs. So consider an example. There were 100 females at age X and they produce 75 female offsprings. So this mx is given by 100 divided by 75. That is 0.75. So it means that each female of age X produce 0.75 female offsprings. So age-specific fertility rate represents how population growth occurs. So if these data are available, we can calculate mx value. So mx is given by number of female individuals present in that particular age class divided by number of female offsprings produced by that female individuals. Is it clear? If there were 100 females at age X and they produce 75 female offsprings, then mx is given by 100 by 75. That is the age-specific fertility rate. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next equation is net reproductive rate. That is R0. Net reproductive rate or R0 is given by sigma Lx mx. I think this Lx is, do you remember this Lx? Lx is equal to nx by n0. Survivorship. Lx is survivorship. Do you remember that table? This is the Lx, proportion surviving. So net reproductive rate R0 is given by sigma Lx mx. This Lx is the age specific. Sorry, Lx is proportion surviving and mx is age specific fertility rate. Just remember this equation. R0 represents net reproductive rate. Net reproductive rate is the number of female produced per female per generation. Number of female offsprings produced per female individuals. That is the net reproductive rate. It is given by sigma Lx mx. Sigma means sum. We will do these type of questions. I will show you one example. This table shows life table for a species. So in this case, we have to find out net reproductive rate or R0. So I have already told you that R0 is given by sigma Lx mx. So in order to find out the R0 value, we have to find out Lx mx value. That is, Lx mx means Lx multiplied by mx. So we have to add one more column to this table for finding out Lx mx value. Before finding out Lx mx, you have to find out Lx. Okay. For finding out Lx, we have one equation. Lx is equal to nx by n0. So n0 value will always, in this case, n0 value is the number of individuals present at the start of the age class. So what will be the value of n0?
100.
100 will be the value of n0. So n0 will always be 100. You have to find, for the first age class, you have to find out the Lx value. So how to find out Lx? Lx is given by nx by n0. So we have to first find out Lx value for the first stage class. So Lx is equal to nx by n0. In the first stage class, nx is 100 and n0 is also 100. So Lx will be 1. Is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear for everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Please respond. Is it clear?
Clear, ma'am.
Now we have to find out number of dying individuals in the second age class. For finding out number of individuals in the dying individuals, we have one equation. dx is equal to nx minus nx plus 1. Do you remember this equation? Do you
Yes.
remember?
Yes, ma'am.
But in this case, we have this nx. But nx plus 1 value is not available here. Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
But we have here 10 individuals are died. And in the preceding age class, in the succeeding age class, here there is 20 individuals. Is it clear? Considering the third age class, 10 individuals are died. And 20 individuals are present. But we don't know the nx value. So how to find out the nx value? Just convert this 20 into the left side. So 10 plus 20 is equal to nx. 10 plus 20 is 30. So here the value will be 30. Is it clear? Now considering the third age class, there are 30 individuals are present. Out of the 30 individuals, 10 individuals are died. So 30 minus 10, 20. That 20 individuals will be present in the fourth age class. Then out of the 20 individuals, 10 individuals are died. So 10 individuals will be present in the fifth age class. Now we can easily find out the number of dying individuals in the second age class. How? Now we have this 30. So 50 minus 30, 20. Is it clear?
Clear.
I know there will be confusions. Everybody will not be able to catch this at the first time. So I will explain it once more. First, we have to find out the nx values. For finding out nx, we have to find out this dx. But in this case, we know that dx is given by nx minus nx plus 1. But in the first case, we have that nx value. What is the nx value? 50. 50 is there, but this nx plus 1 value is not there. So we cannot find out number of dying individuals in this case. So we can move on to next stage class. So here we know that 10 individuals are died. We don't know this value. This we can put as x. So this we know that this x minus 10 will be 20. So x is equal to 20 plus 10. That is 30. So here nx will be 30. Now we have this 50 and 30. So we can find out number of dying individuals in the second age class. That is 50 minus 30. Nx minus nx plus 1. In this case, nx is 50 and nx plus 1 is 30. So nx minus nx plus 1 is 20. We can check it is right or not. So out of the 50 individuals, 20 individuals are died and 30 individuals will be present here. Then out of the 30 individuals, 10 individuals are died. So obviously there will be 20 individuals. Then out of these 20 individuals, 10 individuals are died. So there will be 10 individuals present in the 5th age class. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear for everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So now we can find out the LX values. Here we have 20, here 30, here 10. LX value is given by NX by N0. So 100 by 100, N0 is always 100 in this case. So for the first age class, LX is 100 by 100, that is 1. For the second age class, LX is 50 by 100, that is 0.5. For the third age class, LX is 30 by 100, that is 0.3. For the fourth age class, LX is 20 divided by 100, that is 0.2, already given in the question. Then for the fifth age class, LX is 10 divided by 100, that is 0.1. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have to find out LX, MX values. This MX value is already given in the question. We have to just find out LX, MX values. So I will write it once more. Here we have 1, here 0.3, here 0.1. So LX, MX, here it will be 1 into 0, 0. In the second age class, 0.5 into 0.5, 0. I will write it here. So for first age class, 0. For second age class, 0.5 into 0.5, that is 0.25. For the third age class, 0.3 into 0.5, that is 0.15. For the fourth age class, 0.2 into 1, that is 0.2. For the fifth age class, 0.1 into 1, that is 0.1. Now we have this LX, MX value. So we know that net reproductive rate or R0 is given by sigma LX, MX. So now we have to add these numbers. 0 plus 0.25 plus 0.15 plus 0.2 plus 0.1. So the answer will be 0.7. Is it clear? Is there any doubt?
Amen.
If you have any doubt, please ask. I will share one more question. Take it as a homework. If you have any doubt, please ask. Or we can stop here. Abu Talha, Amina, Bharat Kumar, Darshini, Shan, Udaya, please respond. Do you have any doubt regarding today's topic?
No, ma'am. It's clear.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No.
So try to do the question. I will share. So now you can leave. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
சீக்கிரம் type பண்ணுங்க.